What you are seeing is the only surviving gameplay footage of a long-forgotten, cancelled indie clone of Fallout. Today's episode of Retrodocs, we are going to take a look into Static, the history, and why it was cancelled. The year is 2002, and a small indie game company known as Pinbox Productions set out to create a new game in the style of the first Fallout game. That game was Static. To keep everyone up to date on their progress, a site was created called staticthegame.com. However, nowadays you can only find it via the Wayback Machine. Clicking on the hyperlink labeled The Details, you get a description of the game. Static is a role-playing game that focuses on stylistic story with unique character development in a world overcome with identity crisis. A solitary man, a nobody from nowhere, held fast in a complex web of secret mind control experiments and revenge gone sour. Unraveling this mystery spoken to you from inside your own head, you earn the trust of fellow survivors, confiscate an arsenal of firearms, and track your progress with your ever-faithful retro-futuristic robot companion, BioBuddy. In a nutshell, this is the basis of the game's plot. As I said, the game was developed by a company called Pinbox Productions in 2002, and was developed by William Fox. And the only known proof of his existence is his LinkedIn page, which lists him as the project manager and creative director for 1 year, and the only game by Pinbox seems to be Static. However, when searching for anything on Pinbox Productions, nothing can be found. But if you go to the Wayback Machine and search for Static the Game, you get a few entries, with the best ones being back in 2002, when the game was still in development at the time. And click on the link that says Project Status, and there you'll get an entry from April 14th, 2002 that reads, "With the GDC out of the way, and days upon days of all-nighters quickly being replenished, we are approaching a new phase of the project. We've rushed hard to get a working version of Static up in time for IFG GDC, which requires some finesse to play. Our goal is to work out bugs, fixes, and gameplay tweaks, while looking for funding or a publisher to continue with the project. We've gone pretty far with $0 and most of us negotiating the daily grind of a paying job." So it seems they had entered a working prototype of Static in a competition in 2002. And we're now rushing to complete the final product. The entry ends with a statement, "Now is the time to keep grinding away," and then goes on to talk about where the demo copy can be found for download, and that if you find any bugs, you can report them in the forum section. However, I can only get past the first page of the forum section, as all the other links are dead. The last part of the entry states version 025.0 is the final public version that has 3D implemented. We kept the pre-rendered background, and we don't think a low-poly 3D version could come close to the level of detail invested into the environments. Since its inception, Static has gone through a lot of changes. Moving from 2D to 3D has been one of the smarter moves we've made. We're able to streamline the art pipeline and do changes on the fly. We look forward to your opinion on all of it. And that is where it ends. I cannot find any other entries at all. So why was it ultimately cancelled? Well, some answers can be found with the final entry on February 9th of 2003, which reads like a Q&A session. February 9th, 2003. Where is the Pinbox team and the status of Static? Answer. A long time has passed since our last update, and we've had many ups and downs with the production of Static. As of last September 2002, the project has come to a full halt. Opportunities for publishing it have seemingly dried up, and a few of the members of the team have used this project to boost themselves into the game industry. From the start, our hearts and minds were focused 100% on this project, but as time passed on, funding didn't appear, and we were forced to abandon active development. Is this the last we'll hear of Static? Answer. We certainly hope not. Months and months of work have been put into this endeavor, and many of you have expressed how much you enjoy it and would love to see it completed. Perhaps in the future we will have the opportunity to find out what really happened down in the basement, and just what else can the BioBuddy really do. What exists on the top side, and is Commander Flack really all that bad? Someday the story will be told. Will you be doing updates to the current demo? Answer. We are no longer supporting the demo, nor uploading any fixes or patches. Will the forums be put back up, or updating the site? We will not be putting the forum up, nor any more updates to this site unless Static resumes production. If that happens, we will be contacting our friends at the Fallout fan site and online magazines. Will Pinbox be working on anything else since Static is halted? Answer. Although we've halted Static, we have been thinking about starting a smaller project in a different genre, one that doesn't require as much building from the ground up. Talks of mod or total conversions are being discussed, but nothing has been decided upon. So we looked in the history of the game, but what about its lead programmer and director William Fox? Well, I had found a LinkedIn page for him that seems pretty much up to date. However, since 2002, he has been doing other things. I tried to contact him, but nothing so far. And when I downloaded the demo and tried to install it, it just crashed. And all the other links on the download page seemed to lead to nowhere. It seemed after the fall of Pinbox, he then went on to other companies and ended up at a company called Certain Affinity. Well, I guess it's my turn to weigh in on this one. Well, after yet another exhaustive trip through the backlogs of the internet, and dead links and some broken ones too, I have come to this conclusion. The Static would have been a great game to compete with the Fallout series, but like most games that were cancelled or put on hold indefinitely, Static's full release will never see the light of day. This is Paul saying peace out and stay frosty.